Well, something rather bizarre is happening in our skies. In fact, there are a lot of solar events that are now taking place. And as a little bit of added icing on the cake, so to speak, how about bizarre stuff happening over our nuclear plants? I've got a lot to discuss with you today. Let's start first with what's going on above our nuclear plants. And these are nuclear plants specifically in India and even right here in the United States. But let's go to India first. Take a look at this article. And this is on dailymail.co.uk. UFO nuke mystery goes global. Indian newspaper reports craft flying over nuclear power plants every few days. Now, the article goes on to state that senior law enforcement in India investigated and videotaped eerie UFO sightings over nuclear plants across the Asian nation last year, a local news report has revealed. One witness, a police sub-inspector and engineer by training, said he was 100% sure the object he taped with its high-speed zigzag movements could not be explained by human tech. It goes on. The roughly dozen or so incidents all involved apparent craft loitering oddly near the Kudankulam nuclear plant at the southern tip of the subcontinent and the Madras atomic power station near Kolkapkam along the country's east coast. Police Sub-Inspector Saeed Abdul Qadir, assigned to the technical wing of the service's office, an hour's drive north of the Kudankulam nuclear plant, told UF expert Sabir Hussain he filmed two videos of the unusual airborne phenomenon: the way it stood still, the way it made zigzag movements, and the speed in which it disappeared. Kadar told reporters for the English language Indian daily DT Next all were different. Confirming his conversations with Hussain, Kadar told DT Next that he had personally spotted UFO near the southern coast town of Kudankulam since 2020. After meeting UFO tracker Sabir and discussing with them, he told the paper, "I am more than 100% sure what I saw were UFOs." Now, he is saying or that he actually got a picture of this UFO. He's got video of it and actual picture footage. Here's the picture of the UFO. And this is one of the stills from Kadar's encounter with that UFO. There's video footage out there, but unfortunately they have not posted that as of now. But we do have his still shot from one of his encounters with the UFO. But what's really weird is this is not the first time that UFOs have been spotted in and around nuclear facilities. While this one was in India, I've got to direct you to some instances here in the United States of America. Right now, the article you just saw was a very recent article that was published March 26, just a few days ago. But this article was as of February 12th, 2024, so very recently published, also on the Daily Mail. And it says multiple U.S. military whistleblowers reveal how a disc-shaped UFO intercepted nuclear missiles and disabled it with laser beams in midair over California. Now, in this article, they're actually referencing something that had happened in the past, not at the date of this video. However, it's interesting that it's coming out right now in light of what's happening in India. But here's what they state. The U.S. military is in possession of a video of a UFO apparently disabling a nuclear warhead doing a routine test, according to multiple former officials. They claim the video in question captured a saucer-shaped craft circling the unarmed dummy warhead shortly after it detached from the Atlas missile booster, then shooting 4 beams of light at the warhead and disabling it. Retired U.S. Air Force officers Lieutenant Bob Jacobs and Major Florence Masman claim to have viewed the recording of the 1964 encounter before the tape went missing. Just so happened to disappear, right? Well, the former officials were part of a team responsible for capturing video of missile test launches in California with telescopic photography and videography equipment. 2 days later, after they screened the video, they claimed that 2 plainclothes CIA agents confiscated the footage and swore them to secrecy. The incredible account is part of a pattern that some UFO experts have identified where UFOs seem to interfere with nuclear weapons. Now, if there really are unidentified flying objects or unidentified phenomenon that are messing with our nuclear facilities, and according to a newly released report from 1964, according to these two whistleblowers, they've interacted with them before, and now we've got them flying over this Indian nuclear power plant every couple of days. Now, obviously, you guys know that I believe that these could be the fallen angels in the Bible. There's lots of talks of Nephilim and all of that. But don't worry. According to your United States government, well, no UFOs have been confirmed. Take a listen to this woman.
And we have breaking news now. A Pentagon review of decades of government investigations into UFO sightings has found no evidence any of those sightings were extraterrestrial. ABC News Pentagon reporter Louis Martinez has more on that. Louis, I know this report just came out. What can you tell us so far? And why did the Pentagon release it now?
So, Diane, this is a comprehensive report from the Pentagon office that's been looking into UFO incidents now for the last couple of years. They studied more than 80 years worth of historic documents and investigations into UFO incidents. They found no links, and most importantly, they found no evidence to suggest that the United States government or industry possesses any alien technology.
So, don't worry. Your government never lies to you here in the United States of America. There is no such thing, and we have nothing whatsoever. The truth of the matter is they lie a lot, and they lie often, and pretty much the opposite of what they say is true half the time, if not way over that. But I digress. That's my personal opinion. However, if there really were, would they actually tell you about it? Well, when they finally disclose it to us, I think they eventually will. But if you really, really, really want to know what's going on, you have to subscribe to restrictedrepublic.com. I have all kinds of inside information that I have been sharing exclusively to this site. And by the way, we have no commercials aired on this site. We've got exclusive content that we post, at least 5 new videos per week that you're not getting here on YouTube, because this is unfortunately a controlled platform. And the information you get here is absolutely free on YouTube because it's brainwashable material. Don't be brainwashed. Right now, get to Restricted Republic. Get it for $3.99 for the first 2 years per month. Use the coupon code RR and the number 4. That's RR and the number 4. By the way, that is way less than a cup of coffee today. Please support us. Please get there and see that exclusive content. Now, on another note, there are some rather other bizarre things happening in our skies all at the same time. One of those, by the way, I touched on Restricted Republic, where I talked about how we had a solar eclipse not that long ago, and then we're having one on April 8th. It's going to form a big X over the United States of America, some going over towns called Salem, others going over in and around, shall I say, not specifically directly in the path, but in and around places called Nineveh. This could be a prediction. But on top of that, there's all kinds of stuff happening in the heavenly skies right now. And I think call it coincidental, call it prophetic. A lot of people, obviously, there's a lot of people that take it as an omen, as a blessing. There's lots of different ways, but take a look at what's going on top of the UFO thing, by the way. And these are not necessarily over nuclear plants, but take a look. This is on CBS News. Earth just experienced severe geomagnetic storm. Here's what that means and what you can expect. And this was on March 25th, 2024, very recent article. The planet was just slammed with what government officials dubbed a severe geomagnetic storm, the second highest level of NOAA's rating system. The event brought a major disturbance in the Earth's magnetic field that may have impacted infrastructure and made the northern lights visible farther than usual, officials said. Now, NOAA Space Weather Prediction Center issued a geomagnetic storm watch on just this past Saturday. That was on the 23rd of March, saying that the CME, the coronal mass ejection, was detected and expected to hit the planet late the same day with impacts on to Monday. And you can see right here, I'm going to blow up this video here a little bit for you. These are the CMEs kind of here in this screen. You can see them going out and they're bursting. They're pretty huge CMEs that arrived on Earth on March 24th. So that's just some geomagnetic stuff that is going on, but that's not all. How about something called the Devil Comet going across our skies? I've touched on this on Restricted Republic, but here we go. NewYorkPost.com. Rare devil comet the size of Mount Everest, only visible, by the way, every 70 years, could soon be seen with the naked eye going across our skies. By the way, all in and around the same time as the CME you just saw and as a solar eclipse that is going to happen on April 8th. By the end of March, the comet may be able to be seen with the naked eye at the dusks in the northern hemisphere against the zodiacal constellation Aries in the western horizon. So there is one. And then we also have this, right? And this is on thecut.com, a handy guide to the lunar eclipse in Libra. So on Monday, March 25th at 3 a.m. ET, so that has just passed, a lunar eclipse in Libra will paint the sky red, kind of, as the moon reflects the Earth's shadow during the lunar eclipse, and the moon goes through a visual transformation, shifting from its signature silvery glow into a dark, tawny red. And thanks to these beguiling optics, lunar eclipses have their own spooky nickname, a blood moon. This blood moon lunar eclipse will take place at 5 degrees in Libra, while the sun occupies 5 degrees Aries. It's the third eclipse in a 6-part series on these Aries Libras axis, right? And it talks about April 8th and all of that. And speaking of April 8th, I brought this up before, time and date, total solar eclipse on April 8th. I want to show you the path that it's going to take through Mexico and right there through about 12 states in the United States of America. But that is happening on April 8th. Isn't that crazy? We have all this solar activity going on, blood moon, total solar eclipse, a comet, Devil's Comet going across the sky, and then these CMEs, and not to mention these crazy UFOs now going over our nuclear plants, at least in India. That's an awful lot of activity in a very short amount of time, especially when some of these things take years before they show themselves again. It's very interesting times in which we live. Anyhow, wanted to share all of that with you. I can't wait to read all of your comments on that. Anyhow, thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.